Hey guys, I just wanted to come on here and quickly talk about this video. Sorry if the camera's shaking, I'm holding it with my hand. But anyways, it is the end of the school year, and I think that's crazy to say because I realized that the video before the last video was my recap of like my first semester at LMU, and now I'm officially done with 1 year of grad school, which is so crazy to say. Like, I don't think I fully wrapped my head around that I've almost been living in LA for a year, and I feel like so much has happened. But I'm really happy with everything. Like, I'm just super grateful. I didn't really get to film or vlog much this semester, so I'll try to insert clips here. But I'm just so grateful for all the friends I made, the mentors, like all the career development I did. I balanced like a full-time job, school, my internship, and all my projects and stuff. Also, sorry for the focus. Okay, it's back to normal, I think. Okay, yeah. So I just was balancing a lot on my plate, and I think it was just a really cool thing to, push myself. And I guess in a lot of ways, though, I also experienced a lot of burnout too. At the same time, I have like my little and big goals for next year / next semester. But anyways, enough chatting. Let's get right into the video. Alrighty. everyone. So this is the part of the video where I kind of go through each city and I just talk about the highlights, what I thought about all the stuff that we did, and yeah, just kind of walking through what I would recommend to you guys. So for Taipei is first, I would say Taipei 101, going to the top and sitting at the cafe was one of my favorite memories. I just feel like seeing the view and just how peaceful it is was just really nice to see. Definitely Ximending, which you see in the later part of the video. It's pronounced Ximending by the locals, so just know that. And basically it's a shopping street that models after Japan. I believe it was Takeshita Street. Forgive me if I butcher any of the names in this video, but it's like a very similar like vibe. The decor, the shops are modeled after Japan, and there's like lanterns hanging, which I really appreciated. We also went to, I apologize if I butcher this. I should have done my research before, but I didn't, so here we are. We went to Shifen, which was a village where we could, let go a lantern and like write and paint on it whatever we wanted, which I really loved. It was like a very special memory with my family. And then we went to Jufen. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. And it's the town that Spirited Away, like the movie, the Studio Ghibli movie, took inspiration from, and it has all the hanging lanterns and like stacked housing, and then all the people get to walk through, and I was able to dress up and take some photos there, so that was really fun. Taipei, I just loved the food and the people. I wanted to address that before going to Taipei, I was a little nervous because I don't speak Chinese, and so I just was wondering like how we were going to get around because, transportation, public transportation, subways, trains, whatever, that's not my forte, navigating the routes and whatever. Normally I have my sister do that, and she wasn't on the trip with us. So I was a little bit worried about how we were going to get around. But luckily, Taipei was very similar to the United States, where like we have Lyft, and for them, like in Malaysia and stuff, we used a platform called Grab. Same with Singapore, and it works exactly the same way. The app interface is pretty much the same. And what I liked was almost all of the drivers and the people in Taipei spoke English, and also if they didn't speak English, they would still make an effort to try to ask you how your experience was, if you need anything, etc. Like hospitality was great and food was delicious. In terms of the food, we had a variety. Like we've tried all of the street food, and then also like the food in the train station that was like right next to our hotel. We also tried other like Michelin star food, which very lucky to try. And a lot of it was like a variety of different dishes. I think my most memorable ones were like the shrimp. They had, it's like their version of walnut shrimp, but I guess like they put pineapple, coconut, other sweet stuff in it. Roasted duck, which is always good. We have that in the United States. And then just like a variety of dim sum dishes that you eat for breakfast. And of course, Hong Kong milk tea, which I love, boba, or bubble tea as you call it. So that was probably, most of my highlights. So this is my next segment, which is Penang in Malaysia. So I would say Penang was really great. It's like an island, a beach town island off of Kuala Lumpur, I believe. And a lot of people go from the main city to Penang to like vacation for the summer. And I really enjoyed this because it reminded me of like the beaches in the United States, like Florida, Miami, etc. Hawaii even a little bit. But I would say like the hospitality out of all the cities we went to definitely was the best here. Like the people are so nice. Malaysian people, they have like a sense of like contagious like enthusiasm and kindness that even if you're like a tourist, because in my experiences, unfortunately, if you go to Asian countries, it depends. For example, in Japan, if you're an American, sometimes there's signs on restaurants that say like, we don't serve Americans. And I mean, and it would be a little off-putting, like it's understandable. like why they would say that, but I think in Malaysia they're very welcoming, no matter how, like where you come from, what religion it is. Like it's a true melting pot of different cultures: Malaysian people, Indian people, Bangladeshi people, Muslim people, Buddhist people. Like it doesn't matter. It's like everybody's accepted and happy, and I really appreciated that sense of optimism. So I really wanted to point that out. And throughout the time, we basically explored the streets. Our hotel was next to a street. I can't remember the name of it, unfortunately, but it's a neighborhood known for like their art murals on the walls, and it was done by a famous artist. Maybe, hopefully, I have a graphic of the artist that I can insert in there, but if not, sorry about that. But it was kind of like a hidden gem that we stumbled across when a cab driver was telling us about it. And there were a lot of like art installations around. For example, in the video, you'll see that there's like colorful umbrellas like lining the street. So that was one of them that we saw. And just seeing how decorative everything was beautiful. And I would say for the food, we tried more food in Malaysia than we did in Penang. We mostly stuck around the area that we were staying in. So yeah, I would definitely come back to Penang. So then after about 2 or 3 days, we left for Kuala Lumpur. Okay, so this city is quite large. It's like giving me Taipei vibes, but the only thing is like there are certain sectors that you should and should not go to. It kind of just depends. But What I liked about Kuala Lumpur, same thing as Penang, the people are the best here. They're just really kind, really accommodating, and just like they're willing to talk to you and share a story and have a conversation, which I really appreciate. We were staying at the Pavilion, a hotel at the Pavilion, and the Pavilion is like this huge mall that you can get lost in, but it's more than just a mall. Like there's a local food court at the bottom, and then there's like tunnels that connect with different shopping streets of all different affordability levels, and you get to really see like all the like people watch all the different people that live there. So I really enjoyed that. We went to Central Market, which is it's like a plaza right next to the Chinatown there, and I preferred Central Market over the Chinatown just because it was cleaner and nicer, and like just walking around and seeing all like the local vendors was really cool. And we took a tour one day, and you'll see this in the video as well, but we took a tour. We went to the Batu Caves, which me and my family went to the top, and we saw the inside. There was like a temple hidden on the inside, and then there were like birds everywhere, lots of wildlife. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see any monkeys, which saddened me a little, but nevertheless really grateful that we saw everything that we came for. And afterwards we went to a batik factory, which is where they show you like how they make the Indonesian and Malaysian batik, which they hand paint like all of the designs, or at least most of the designs, and they do it on either cotton or silk, and it varies in price. So as we arrived to Singapore, we landed in Changi. Hopefully that's how you pronounce it, Changi Airport. And I want to preface that Crazy Rich Asians is one of my favorite all-time favorite comfort movies. Especially not only because it's a comfort movie, but also because it highlights so many AAPI characters, and that opened doors for like a lot of the AAPI actors, filmmakers, crew members, etc. So I love that movie. So we saw all the different locations in Singapore that they filmed at. They filmed some locations in Malaysia as well. For example, the hotel we stayed at, it was the first scene where Michelle Yeoh walks in to the hotel and is like talking to the hotel clerk that we stayed there. So like that was cool to experience. So we went to Changi Airport, and then there's like a connected part that's like next to the terminal called the Jewel, which is the giant waterfall fountain thing. I don't know what to call it, waterfall art installation, that's what I'll call it. So we got to see that, which was really cool, explored more of the mall, and then we arrived at the hotel, and then for dinner we tried the famous Tian Tian Hainanese chicken rice at Maxwell Food Market. And basically it has been one of my dreams to go to a hawker food market, because like we don't have that here. So seeing all the hawker stalls also featured in Crazy Rich Asians, and then also in many different magazines like Eater and New York Times and stuff. They just talk about how it's important to eat the local food in Singapore, not just like the crazy expensive food you find in the hotels. And so I really enjoyed like being amongst the locals, and cab drivers told us their favorite was Maxwell, so I really liked that. I had a milk tea. I tried coconut. Like they gave us a big coconut that they chopped, and we were able to try that. And then I had chicken rice and a Vietnamese sandwich, so that's what I had for dinner that day. And then afterwards, we went to Clark Quay, I think. And basically it's the harbor at, that it's like the river that divides like two parts of the city. And we took a river boat tour where we got to see the Marina Bay Sands Hotel at night. And then we also just like going along the river, light breeze, so relaxing, so nice. Great time to spend time with my family, just seeing the sights along the way. And you don't have to walk, so that's a plus. And then afterwards, that was the end of day one. So day two, we went to the Chimes. I'm really not sure how to pronounce these, but whatever. The Chimes Church, and they filmed the wedding scene in Crazy Rich Asians at this church. We unfortunately couldn't go inside because it's closed for events. But it was just really cool to see the outside and walk around. There's like restaurants and cafes attached to it in the back as well, which I didn't know that. The next stop was Haji Lane, which is where it's kind of similar to Malaysia, where it's known as like an art mural neighborhood. They just had different restaurants, cafes, the mosque, temple, and yeah, it was just like a mixing of different cultures, and Middle Eastern cultures and Asian cultures mixed together.